Hello. We'll be starting shortly. Howdy, howdy, howdy. We'll be starting shortly. Hope you all are having a nice week. Hello. Bum. All right, we will start the recording and episode in about a minute, maybe 90 seconds or so. Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Burden of Command, a turn-based war game that also focuses heavily on role-playing elements. Now, we've played through a good chunk of the campaign. This is a game that kind of follows a narrative story arc for you being a captain in the campaign as an American unit with the Cotton Balers or Ballers, Cotton Ballers. I forget which division exactly. But basically, it follows you from training in the U.S. all the way through the invasion in North Africa into Sicily and Italy. And I believe after Italy, you'll get deployed to France. We are in Italy with our current campaign, which we've been playing on the channel a while back. But the reason I'm returning to this game today is because there's a DLC that's about to come out. The DLC is called, it's the Three Nations DLC, and there are 4 scenarios that are going to be part of it here. There's Myers Hill, which is a U.S.-based scenario. There's Pegasus Bridge, Benoville, and then Steel Rain. And so this is a little bit different in that the campaign puts you in the shoes of a captain, that you follow sort of the story through the entire war with the unit. And units take casualties, characters get killed off. Again, it's like a role-playing element to this. Very unique in sort of the wargaming space in that way. But the DLC has 4 scenarios, so you're not building a new story per se. You're looking more at tactical battles in the sort of advanced squad leader type mold, just with that RPG layer on top of it. I'm not sure what to expect of the DLC because it is, again, it's kind of a different focus, I think, in any event. At least you don't have 20 plus scenarios following a single unit through the war. You have 4 sort of distinct scenarios. So I'm curious to see what that looks like. But let's go ahead and take a look. By the way, the DLC does come out on the 24th of February. But yeah, so you can see Myers Hill is a D-Day dawn. Small band of paratroopers must uncover and eliminate enemy artillery before they cut down an allied attack near a crossroads into Ribbons. That sounds a lot like the 101st attack with Dick Winters. You've got Pegasus Bridge. You know, you're playing. Oh, this is interesting. You're playing as a French resistance agent attempting to uncover vital intelligence about the bridges, which British glider troops must seize. That's different. Benouville, which is your British paratroopers must defend the vital town of Benouville. The Germans must take it until relief arrives. And then Steel Rain, which is actually from the German point of view. But yeah. So it's recommending we play in order of 1, 2, 3. It's not a campaign per se, right? Like the Cotton Balers battles. These are all actually unlocked to battle 13. I guess you don't unlock the battles you haven't played yet. So that's as far as we had gotten. But yeah, we hadn't played. I guess we'll go with Pegasus Bridge then. We'll start the recommended approach. So this is your French resistance agent attempting to uncover vital intelligence about the bridges which British glider troops must seize, experience the occupation, and protect your family in this largely interactive fiction scenario. Challenge rating low. So I think this one is a little bit more narrative heavy, whereas the other ones are more tactical heavy. But let's go ahead and just take a look at the since it says to start with this. We'll do balanced. Yeah, Turbo, I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Just waiting. Did the game freeze on me? Oops. Okay, so a copper. Did I skip? I don't know if I skip. Sometimes they've got intro videos, but. All right, a copper thingy, a coppery tang, blood in your mouth, throbbing head. A shudder beneath your feet is a creak of battered wood. The drone of aircraft engines overhead recedes and a gentle lap of water replaces it. Utter darkness gives way to mere light. The bridge, you are at the bridge. Okay. Is that the river? Are we close? The cockpit, a flash of silver past the glider pilot, moonlight on the water and the river. Your men, arms linked, braced for. You're an officer. Instinct takes over. Wrench open the glider's side door. You stagger to your feet, your head throbbing hard. Other shapes in the dark follow suit. This is not a mere reflex. This is engraved memory. Months of training. The lever on the side door falls off with your grasp as you pull. You force it open. A cold night greets you. The men gather. Manderfield, Sutherland, Donahue are at the fore, their faces blackened with burnt cork. Only the whites of their eyes gleam in the moonlight. Nobody speaks. After all, the bridge and the Germans are right over there. Our glider pilot landed as well. A glance at the others does not reveal Hoskins. He's not there. Strange considering he landed things so neatly. You signal your men to move forward. Sooner or later, the glider will draw enemy fire. Behind you, the ruined Horseshoe glider begins to slide into the dark water. Hoskins at last exits, a battered Tommy gun in hand. No one in, but I heard a splash on the other side in the pond, Hoskins relates in a whisper. Your eyes flicker toward the now distant backs of your men. 24, including the co-pilot, Hoskins. You, 26. Someone's missing. The glider continues its steady slide into the dark water. Okay, so we can extend. We have to check the pond. Someone could drown, expend 1 order and suffer suppression. Put Hoskins to this and then lead the assault. Push on, lead the assault. Very high chance to suffer 1 casualty. Okay. Sure. You move around the other side of the pond. Hoskins stays close. There in the shallow water, face down, a figure with legs pinned by the mast of the glider. With a heave, you and Hoskins pull him out. It's Private Green. There's blood in his hair and not mud on his lips, but with a ragged cough, he starts breathing again. So we expend 1 order. All right. That's kind of a big deal, but we'll see. So we've got the map here. You can see our gliders are here. You've got, I think this is like a causeway or another river over here. You've got the Pegasus Bridge. I'm assuming that's what this is over here. Looks like it's some kind of drawbridge. It's got like a little mechanical thingy on it. And we have to take the civilian cafe and possible spawning location here. Nice little hedges across the river. There's a town beyond it. We have 3 turns to do it. Our officer, me, I guess, is Lieutenant L.E. I assume that's me with the red beret. And then we've got our units of troops down here. Every unit we want to move expends 1 action point for my officer character. So expending that point to save the lieutenant or Private Green costs us 1 of our 5 action points. So we can issue 4 sets of orders now. Likely bunker, definite sentry point. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my character. What is this? Smoke. You can drop smoke. Interesting. I'm going to choose my character. I am going to go ahead and... Do we need to rally and bolster and all that jazz? I don't know. Can we just move everybody to the definite sentry point? I don't know. Let's see what happens here. Did we ambush them or did they ambush me? Okay. I think we ambushed them and they surrendered with no resistance. Good. Bunker secured. That leaves me with fresh points over here. Initiative chance high, we will win. Can we assault these guys? Yes, let's do that. Because we've got such a high chance to win the initiative, I don't see the need to actually rally or bolster my troops. You usually want to do that, but... All right, the gun is a big one, but it's also unmanned. A further inspection will keep a unit later. Bright bursts erupt, invisible bullets fly as the night ripples with gunfire. Your men fire as they rush to the Sten guns. A German lurches out into the midst of a bridge with an oversized pistol in hand. Flare pistol! The enemy locks eyes with you and hurriedly raises his pistol skyward. The flare launches and bangs off the bridge superstructure. The flare burning bright on the ground instead of in the area. I believe I saw that in The Longest Day. That might buy us a minute. He runs across the bridge. All right, so the enemy platoon on this side of the river surrenders. All right, so these Germans are starting to react because these guys did move. All right, so my officer has 2 more movement points. I think these guys, because they've already been activated, can all move again. So if I want to activate this additional platoon, I've got to go ahead and do that. Or is it better to just move them across the bridge? I'd say... Let's bring these guys up. Can I creep here and then not expose myself? It does expend 2 movement points, but now I can suppress these guys. Surprise and suppress. They do return fire. We do take some stress. But so does the enemy. I think that makes them less likely to react to me. I've got 2 movement points left for the front unit there. All right, let's move myself and this other squad forward here. Is the enemy going to attempt to fire on me? They failed. All right, I know we're in the open, but I'm going to try and fully pin them. Let's feed them breakfast. Nice. We inflicted a casualty, and I think we pinned them. So that should leave these boys free to charge across here to the possible civilian spotting location. Your men rush across the bridge as they'd been trained. Brothridge races to catch up and suppress and lead them. A machine gun opens up across the river and he falls. So we've taken our first casualty, I suppose. Can we charge this guy? They're fully suppressed, so I think we can charge them and go hand to hand and the enemy will be driven off. Usually that's how it works, not always. Okay, so the enemy is running. All right, so we haven't taken both of these, the civilian cafe and the possible spotting location, but we did get our troops across the bridge. We did drive off all the enemy troops we've seen. And so I think that does it for turn one. Everybody's moved. The cafe with its elevated position has not been secured, though there are not supposed to be any German positions there, but a real problem asserts as an MG-34 blasts away from its bunkered position at the end of the bridge. Then engine sounds in the dark. Bring up the Piat! Okay. So we hear a vehicle. Where is the machine gun shooting from, though? All right, let's expend a point to bolster our boys. Gives them better movement points, so we can go ahead and try and get into this spotting location. Orphans are descending upon the bridge. A trio scurries below the gliders and sling their rifles and then swing their way forward, searching for explosive charges. Brothridge is orphans, that is, not like orphans from an orphanage. Okay. Okay. Last recon report said the bridge wasn't ready to blow. Summon them back until we've cleared both sides. I'm going to trust the French agents. You lead your men forward and secure the trenches with a toss grenade and a burst of gunfire. It's impossible not to glance over the nearby cafe. Yeah, if they had an MG there, we'd be screwed. But they weren't. There was no MG there, so. Your men secure the cafe. After all the gunfire, it's surprisingly quiet.
Keep moving or I'll push you in my boots.
Okay. All right, let's get this. My officer's moved as much as he can, but let's go ahead and get this other squad across the bridge. Okay, so we just did the bring up the Piat again. Do I need to put someone in this objective? Maybe? I'm not sure. Is there anything else I'm supposed to take? I think I've got all the objectives. Got the cafe. I've got the spotting location. We could push these guys forward, but I think we'll be content to hold where we are right now. Do we recon out that way? Just shoot it and see if there's anything there. No sign of anything. Okay. Gunfire. The rip of an MG-42 round zing off the spans the ground in the river, but there's no point in returning fire. That may be precisely what they want. The amiable darkness returns and you signal your sergeants. They see to the men. Wait patiently in the dark. Mentally, you review the latest reconnaissance report. The French resistance has an agent here, and whoever they were passed along intelligence to London about our garrison, or the garrison. Okay. Switch perspectives to the French agent. Discover intelligence prior to the invasion. Risk your life and that of your family. Potentially change the outcome or course of the battle. No additional content except a draw for the mission and the men. End the scenario. No, I'm not going to end the scenario. I'm guessing there's like an interview or video there that maybe is not done yet because the DLC is not out yet. Nearly 2 months earlier, April 14th, 1944. Too early. The space beside you on the bed is empty, but a clatter of dishes from the kitchen tells you where Georges has gone. Your husband is making breakfast in a rare scent, one all but forgotten these years. Coffee. Real coffee. It's a wonder the Germans didn't steal it already. Everybody wants some. It all depends on the price, but enjoying it now means that it can't be taken from you later. You make your way down to the creaking stairs. Protesting wood gives way to cool stone beneath your feet as you slip into the kitchen. He turns and startles slightly, nearly spilling the two steaming bowls of cafe au latte in either hand. Morning, quiet wife, he says and smiles like a rising sun. Okay. It's always good with him, always. He returns to cooking one egg loaf of coarse dark bread and a small jar of the last year's strawberry jam. Sharp and flavorful. There is but one thing missing. Where are the children? Drawn by your voice, the pitter-patter of little feet erupts from the reading room. The youngest, Marie-Louise, launches herself at you with all the glee of a good meal and a fresh day. Picnic, picnic! Your son, Jean, steps inside. Does he have a long mustache? In his grasp is now a ragged copy of Le Pet in Venture. 39, of course. He doesn't mirror his sister, but you know what he's thinking it. Okay. Accept more risk from activities, gather more intelligence. Okay. More risk, more reward. Gain intelligence by visiting areas and talking with people and investigating the garrison. You must deliver the intel to the dead drop before the game ends for it to matter. Gain suspicion by visiting areas without good reason, conversations with German agents, or be seen investigating the garrison. Gain collaboration by being useful for the Germans, being friendly with the German agents, and making deals or evincing a disloyalty to France. Okay. I have many errands. Flower for the graves, for one. That puts a damper on our kid. All right. The mission: secure critical intelligence, protect yourself and your family. Okay. So let's see, where are we at? Where's our house? Are we down? Picnic location, Ranville Transit, the Orne River Bridge, meet a colleague. Okay. Where do I start though? Dead drops over here. All right. So where do I get flowers? If I need flowers to go to the graves, where do I get flowers? Okay. I don't know. All right. I guess we will. Go to the maternity hospital. We did say we were going to do that. Chateau Benoville has been many things over the years, but right now it is a maternity hospital, a school, and occupied by the Bosch. Okay. If they are still here when the invasion comes, a single machine gun would impede any Allied advance except for armor, but that side, same armor would fire back. Inside you find Megadoo in one of the classrooms. There's no students just now. Have you seen the Bosch? Sure. Okay. The hospital could be attacked near certain chance of intelligence. Okay. Merely indicate a possible German presence. +1 intelligence. That seems like the best chance. I don't raise suspicion. Okay. I don't want to get the hospital attacked or anything like that, right? All right, let's ride our bicycle. I will ride my bicycle. I like to ride my bike. All right, we're not going to the dead drop yet, so let's go to this direction. You cycle past the butcher shop where a usual queue waits. Oh my, not her. I know that voice. It's a familiar voice, but not one you've heard lately. She's plump where everybody else is lean, notably red-haired, so she's a collaborator, right? Insult her, possibly acquire suspicion. Lower collaboration, stop and speak with her. Sure. I thought that was you, she says. How wonderful to see you out of that house. It's a lovely day. Okay. The question is a quick one to fill any silence. Desperation clings to her like a pile of dead rats. There are good days and bad. I'm not certain that we could feed you two. Of course. Do you need the maternity hospital? Have there been threats? Does he beat you? Oh, so maybe she's pregnant? No. Near certain chance to acquire intelligence. I don't want to get collaboration. I assume if I'm considered a collaborator, that'll hurt me as like maybe someone will come attack me or something. So she's staying at the headquarters. We get +1 collaboration. We did get possible collaboration acquired, but okay. My bed might be German, but my heart is French. Okay. So you say. All right, we got to end the turn. 17 turns left. Did you see flowers somewhere? Maybe they're like at the picnic spot or something? All right, we're going to go to the southern checkpoint along the river. Checkpoint is the usual squad of soldiers, but instead of being bored, they pay rapt attention to a young soldier of theirs. He's been in service for less than 6 months. Okay, Guten Tag. Wait, what? I do not disagree. Why do you wish to travel? I'm just riding a bike. River flowers? You may go. A gunboat putters by. Okay. So all right. Didn't I already do this? Okay. I'm just riding along the river. Just don't mind me. Gaggle of children cease playing and point skyward. Brave. Okay. Oh, it's a German. Okay. Okay. Cafe, one of the few places that still pours. Some of the customers are German, but that's also part of the charm. I can only visit safely once. Turn away. Park my bike and head inside. Hello. My family lives near here. I've seen you in church. My family lives here. Therese pointed me your way. Are you in trouble? Yeah, and it will not end, he says, and then he sighs. With little prompting, he lays out that his travels, captured by the Nazis in 1939, he labored in a camp for 4 years. A better ration, no more beatings, wages sent to his mother back in Rebecca. Over 3 years in a labor camp. The Germans are running low on soldiers. Okay. Even chance to reduce collaboration. Christoph is more likely to survive. Ask that he act as a spy. He's much less likely to survive. Yeah, do that. Be my spy. I'll let you get killed. Sorry. There's a construction site over here? Huh. Maybe we'll check that on our way back. Okay. Only visit the dead drop once. And my papers. Together, flowers for my parents' grave. Okay. So I assume as long as I'm consistent, right? Where are the flowers? The picnic location? Meet a colleague. How many things of intelligence do I need anyway? All right. Well, either way, let's go to the picnic location. We'll touch these other places on the way back. I don't want to like go by them multiple times and raise suspicion. Okay, perpetually stoic sentry Wilhelm regards your approach. Predictably, he pulls a clipboard and begins an inquiry to gather some wild flowers from my parents' graves. My husband would be very upset if I did not. Okay. Teaming with Germans and not just those in uniform. Okay. Good afternoon, my dutiful husband. Last a moment to relax. Share bread and cheese. Enjoy the moment. Our parents would have been proud. High risk. Do I not get any flowers anywhere around here? All right, so now am I going to get my basket checked for flowers on the way home? Could be a concern. Sabotage. Speak with them. The Germans rarely see it that way. What? If you're a strong swimmer, you might sink a gunboat. Think of the trains. Sure. I got +1 intelligence. Okay. I'm not going to report the boys. Am I going to get in trouble for carrying a book back across the way? There weren't any good ones? None? Perhaps you didn't look long enough. Come back next week and I will show you where the flowers grow. Okay. Well, that probably raised some suspicion. I don't know. I don't see any indication of flowers. That's my frustration here. Would my colleague have them if I meet my colleague over here? Meadows. Oh, here are the flowers. Or at least it looks like there's flowers. Where is Isabel? No need to worry, I'm here. Okay. I guess I'll trust her. Mention the boy at the checkpoint. I don't know how much intelligence I need. I don't think I got flowers. Slow down and eye it as I pass. Cool. Bosch headquarters is imposing. Why are you here? Can I speak with the Major? I'm a friend of Leon. Okay. Thankfully, the messenger returns and motions you to follow the field. Vabel lets you go and returns to his post beside the machine gun. This has only begun. You're let out of the sun and a chill settles in. The messenger guides you past the mundane typewriters and desks that could be found at any office. Maps, documents, a treasure trove of intelligence is there along with a trio of clerks. Memorize. Okay. You did her a kindness, certainly. I had thought that the sage liked wine. Okay. End the scene, very high chance of gaining intelligence. Sure. You will regret nothing. Well, we will see. Okay. I mean, they both have a high chance of increased suspicion. We get 2 intelligence. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the canal. Can I do anything there? Half the day is gone. I don't think I can do anything here. All right, go investigate the construction site, I guess. Okay. I didn't get any intelligence. Darn. All right. Okay, the main road. Naturally, the Bosch have placed a checkpoint in the way. The other civilians are turned back. When it's finally your turn, the guard gives you a familiar nod. He knows you, and after a moment, you remember him. All right. Guten Tag. Okay. It's impossible to miss the convoy. Indeed, the Germans seem more interested in keeping it orderly than protecting themselves. So many odd vehicles. Oh, Becker has a genius for that. Give him 3 hulls and he'll make 2 of them run. Without him, well, enough of that. Intelligence gained +2, possible suspicion gained. Doesn't really tell me, right? All right, so the only thing we've got left is the grave and the dead drop. I don't want to go to the checkpoint again. There's probably not intelligence at the graveyard, right? I also don't think I have flowers. Place flowers as I'd promised. Okay, apparently I do have flowers. Just swing across the back of the little store and knock. Books here, please. Gesture toward a mess of a desk. Write my notes. Okay. Into taking place near the bridge. Your recollection of the convoy. What the young soldiers let slip. Technical notes on the flight. Gleaned from Leon's private. Proves difficult to work in. Okay. All right. Did we succeed? Like, I don't know what the baseline is. But I guess we'll see. Loyalty earned 5. Operative compromised. Major defeat. So excellent intel, but apparently we compromised ourselves. The house is cold and dark except for a solitary candle in the kitchen. The flame flickers as a German officer steps into the light. His uniform is unlike anything you've seen, but he's the one you fear, the Gestapo. No! I'm not going to run yet. Okay. Oh no. You're brought to the brink of death. George is not so lucky. The last you see of your children are their crying faces. As your life fades, you imagine that Benouville will survive the fighting to come. Sadly, you are the martyr that the fate requires. The glider's coming down. One of them buried its nose in the soft soil. Private Green would be pulled from the pond. Okay. I guess I was arrested and killed. Okay. Tell me the other fates. Madame Vion would convince the Germans to leave the maternity hospital. Leon would continue to warm the bed of Major Radler right up until the invasion. He was executed in the back garden. Jeez. Her collaboration had to be weighed against her work, albeit unwittingly, for the resistance. She would be pardoned, then not forgiven. Isabel would continue her sketches of the area. Then she would steal a Nazi typewriter and depart. Naturally, the Gestapo assumed that the theft was her purpose all along. Okay. So she commandeered a Nazi submarine. Yeah, okay. Private Christoph agreed to spy upon the Hare and pass along information to the handler at the cafe. He was at a post during D-Day landings and would be shot before he could surrender. Okay. Late one night, the kids would swim out into the canal and sabotage a navigation buoy that aided the German gunboats. This was their first success. Others would follow, leading up to the invasion. Even after the breakout from Normandy, their daring efforts would continue as they helped clear various harbors of mines and obstacles for the Allies. I already know the historical results of Pegasus. I think most of us probably do. Okay. Well, we got ourselves killed. I guess, I don't know if our kids, I guess maybe our kids survived. I'm not really sure. So we can do another scenario here. One that's more tactical focused. So that was very narrative focused. My understanding is Benouville will be very tactical focused. And then Steel Rain will be from the German point of view. So these three scenarios are all Pegasus Bridge related, I think. We will resume here and do Benouville in a second, but I am going to take a real quick break. I need to use the restroom, and then we will get going here. So just give me 1 minute, and then we will resume. Okay, so let us resume. We will be doing Bennoville, which is another UK scenario here. Play this. Okay, so D-Day. Your British paratroopers must defend the vital town of Bennoville. The Germans must take it until relief arrives. Your paras must hold until relieved. Challenge rating high. Okay. Balanced. I thought it was interesting I got killed in the previous scenario as a spy when I thought most of the results were that we may acquire suspicion, but most of the odds were low. So I don't know if we got unlucky or if I really just took too many risks, right? Like 10 low chances. I don't know what you have to score to end up with a high rating. June 6, 1944, Normandy. Oops. Okay. By the way, has anybody seen the preview for that upcoming D-Day weather movie? It's like, I was thinking as I was watching the trailer, I was like, oh my God, this is the most dad movie ever. Combine D-Day with a movie about meteorology and a weather forecast. Can you get more dad than that? It's called Pressure. I don't know how I feel about Brendan Fraser being Dwight D. Eisenhower. I am a little amused that Damian Lewis apparently is Monty, because for me, he'll always be Dick Winters. So, you know, but anyway. All right. June 6, 1944, midnight. Wind screams past as you leap out of a perfectly good airplane. Below you, dozens of parachutes billow white against the shadow-swept land. Down there, France is waiting. The ground greets your feet. A wet splash follows. You're near the river and right where you're supposed to be. You stand up straight and tall. Your men emerge from the dark, and dark ones and twos. Familiar faces all. But there's a few yet missing. Major, Sergeant Major Cardew asks in a carefully controlled whisper. The product of months of hard training, after all. The auditory covers from the transport plane is gone. Are we off to Bennoville now? It's a good question. Bennoville is a critical locale just west of the bridge, over the Caen Canal and Orne River. Taking the town will both protect the bridges and keep the Germans from readily counterattacking the landing beaches. Gain a random unit on turn 2. Gather all the men we can. We'll do this one. You send out your trusted men to quickly gather those scattered by the drop. There's a number of them, and they bring with them enthusiasm and weaponry. Off we go into the dark. Okay. Against a measure of resistance, your men occupy fortify strong points despite the dark and notable lack of tea. Indeed, there are even welcome guests, a portion of another company to be precise, along with Major Barnes to split the work neatly. 2 majors for roughly 1 company. Half the work, half the blame, 1 task. Barnes is a good chap. The German garrison is pushed out, but knowing that they'll be back, your men certainly understand as much as you walk between the positions. They're good lads, all. Broken fingers or toes, a few nicks from a close call, all of that, and no never mind as they brace for whatever force the 21st Panzer Division might bring. There is only the hard day ahead. Okay. This promises to be an inconvenient day. British understatement cannot be understated. We will not retreat. Indeed, as the sun comes up, the Jerrys move out and drive your men back from the outposts. They want this little bleeding town, Lieutenant Sutherland notes as the two of you peer through binoculars at the distant figures in field gray. That means scouts, squads, then Stugs. The Jerrys are out there. A glimmer of sunlight shines. Someone out there has their own binoculars and they're looking back at you. Okay. There was no training for all of this. I'm a big fan of zeal. Okay. Your officers each have direct control over a Piat team. All right. I don't know why we'd be assaulting, right? So that's me, Major Paris. Those British flags are what we need to hold. Where's the enemy coming from? Probably west? No? Well, where are the bad guys coming from? Are they going to come across the river? Across the bridge? Okay. I don't see anyone to shoot at. Maybe someone over here. No remaining support assets. Didn't it say we had a mortar team? I don't know. Usually I'm on the offensive in these scenarios. So I don't know what to do when we're not. I'd rather you be in cover, so. Okay. I don't know. Oh, they're coming from the west? Okay. Just waiting. Thought it's some bad guys right here. Ambush them. Open up and fire. Oh, shoot. Another one.
Eat lead, you goose-stepping sods!
Okay. Eat lead, you goose-stepping suds. Alright, so there's two enemy squads here. Should we try to sneak and charge, maybe, and overrun them? Oh god, there's a third one. Go hand to hand and overrun them. Yeah, got him. We surprised them. We also moved into cover. Can they shoot at me? I think they've used all their movement points. We'll bolster to get my boys up, get their chances up, and then we'll charge. All right, we overran them and retook that house on the edge of town. We did leave the objective spot open. Can we charge again? Try to overrun them again?
Time for an East End welcome.
Haha! 3 enemy squads eliminated. Aggression is paying off. All right, that's everybody for this unit, I think. Can any of these guys move? I mean, we can use our main commander to take command, I guess. But, I mean, we just knocked out an enemy platoon, basically. I don't know how many men they've got coming. I'm assuming a fair number, given the number of men we have committed here. Is this an objective we're supposed to hold or take? We could try and send some troops out that way. That is a question mark, which is usually the case of like an actual objective. All right, that does it for that squad. We'll see what the Germans do here. Nothing, apparently. All right, I don't have anybody else to move at the moment. So we'll end the turn. Scouts report in more Jerry's, 2 groups, at least 1 panzer to the north and those to the west. One of them has a flamethrower. Dear God. Roast them before they roast us. Okay. Flamethrower spotted up this way. All right, let us bolster these guys so they can move further, because this is our commander. Oh, God. Shit. Yeah, that won't work. Okay. Fair chance they shoot at me and we take casualties, but if we can overrun them. I'm going a lot more hand-to-hand than suppression and then hand-to-hand, just given the... Oh, 4 casualties? Dear God. Oh, God. And that attack failed. Okay. Well, got that platoon shot up good. All right, can we come in behind these guys? That other unit has an officer. So this is what we get for not suppressing the enemy at all. Another failed attack. Good to know. I just assumed because it said that we spotted a flamethrower that there weren't going to be bad guys there. Ugh. Mistake. Who ambushed who? No, I surrendered. My character's dead. Someone else is assuming command. That's not good. They overrun our whole flank. They did. So I overran those three squads and they just wiped out 2 of ours and the major commanding. Not a good result. All right. So we do have 2 majors as a reminder. Or at least that's what it told us in the beginning. The Germans will lose a few orders this round. Okay. I can't possibly accept his surrender.
Make your old ghosts proud.
Well, don't see anyone over here. I'm hoping we can get into this town or objective easily. All right, let's get into this church. Okay, we'll press this squad.
Saints above, eyes ahead.
All right, move this way into this building. Now we've at least got 2 squads set up if the enemy's going to move down this road on us, hopefully.
This ain't the end.
Who's going to shoot at me? Oh, God. 3 casualties. I guess I was moving through the open, but still. So the enemy vehicle's back here.
Fuck the Bosch. Never surrender.
Brave. Move in there. Better cover, I think. Okay. I mean, ideally, I get most of my... Just want to make sure we've got troops in behind us, too. If they're going to come in behind me. Do we have to hold all 15 turns? Because that's a long time. Not today, Satan. Can we please ambush them? No, instead we get flanked. Did the flamethrower just burn me out? We took a casualty. They massively suppressed my troops there. I thought I was supposed to have a Piat with my troops. Can't that take out the enemy armor? It had a good initiative chance. So I was hoping we could just overrun this German squad. Looks like we managed to. We're going real bayonet heavy on this. Again, this game really wants you to do fire fix and then assault the enemy. Oh shit. So it really doesn't want you to just like charge with bayonets fix without having like suppress the enemy first. But it's going backwards. Why is the turret facing backwards?
Hold the line, damn it.
We flanked and surprised the enemy tank. How many tanks are there? Also, I thought we were supposed to have Piats. Probably would have had better reaction if I hadn't charged forward. Okay. Okay. More work for the Piats. Which ones are the Piats? That's just not clear to me. Ow. Good, good, good. Got him. We took stress damage, but we did. Then I can rally my boys. Can we overrun that? There's a good chance of overrunning that flamethrower. It failed.
A hard day, aye, and it's not over.
Why can't I do that? Okay. I really need to take that flamethrower out. I don't want.
Get it together.
Yes, sir.
Hurry.
God damn it. You're telling me we can't suppress these bastards? Now what? Ow. We're in partial cover, right? We should be not too badly hurt, I would hope. Oh, they're going to charge me? Great. Fuck, they overran that unit too. We're getting wrecked. None of my boys can shoot back. No reaction fires. I guess I used these guys' movements to take out the tank. The flamethrower suppressed those troops in the church, and then the Germans come in behind him and overrun them. Well, I think it's suffice to say we're losing this battle. So perhaps me charging headlong at the enemy was a bad strategy. Yikes. Run away to the cafe.
Don't hold your breath. I hope there's a pub at the end.
Okay. I have orders not to surrender. Oh, I'm speaking like that. I'm the frickin' the British here.
Lassen Sie sie den ersten Fehler machen.
Order lost due to parlay. I'm okay with that. Armored car! Multiple armored cars! Are those Pumas? We're in trouble. Should be able to overrun the survivors of that enemy vehicle. No resistance. The crew surrenders. Okay. Leave them in place with an order left, and we'll hopefully make it out of here. They're going to charge me again. Nobody gets a react fire on these guys? Some of my boys should get a react fire. I guess they're all out of movement points. Bolster the boys. Oh, they get to shoot first? Okay. Okay. Well, D-Day is not going all that well for us.
Just do the next thing and the next. Let us adjust the schedule.
Oh, the officer can't retake the objective? Okay. I don't have any units left to do this fighting. This has become rather serious. All right, we can assault Stugs apparently. Worried about surrender talks? Oh no. I'm sure they're gonna rip us apart. So how aggressive is the enemy going to come at me? No resistance from my boys on that assault either. They're just ripping through my men. I don't even know if that group was suppressed. New commanding officer. I guess we just lost a second commanding officer. At least we got one react fire. shooting at my officer on the crossroads. Okay. Casualty-wise, this battle's already a defeat. You can see men, minor defeat down here in the lower right. That assumes we lose no more men. All right, so we did inflict some casualties on one of these German squads that was trying to bypass us here. But at least they still overran a different squad, didn't they? Or maybe not. Looks like our attack stopped them. Or our defense. All right, can we overrun them now from the rear? There we go. So our fire as they moved into this building suppressed them, interdicted their own fire, and then we were able to drive the enemy out. Be nice to be able to rally the boys. They overran another unit up here to the north. I didn't have any movement points and they were already suppressed, so I was hoping to rally them, but I guess not. New platoon leader. So that officer up there with the unit was a platoon leader. I think we're in trouble. Do, 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 do. All right. I don't see any way we can win this. I mean, I assume the enemy's got a bunch of additional men, and I don't have sufficient movement points or morale, really. Rally the boys, rally! Too bad that uses the only movement point I had for that platoon. Or action point or whatever. And there's another armored unit moving right through the town here. Two more. It's a lot of stugs. Failed to open fire, and then the enemy overran me. Great. What am I down to? Like 3 squads left? Yeah, 11 turns left to get rolled. I will probably try this again before I post this video on YouTube. But hey, if you ever wanted to watch a video of someone getting absolutely wrecked, that's what we've got here. Okay. Let's try and overrun these guys. Now, there's 2 additional German units that could shoot at us before we hit them, but we did manage to suppress and then charge and overrun. So we actually took an enemy officer prisoner. So it was a pretty darn good result there for us. Probably too little too late. The enemy still got a lot of men, including a lot of enemy vehicles, but increase the casualty count at the very least on the enemy. Regroup at the bridge to gain additional forces. Can I even get anybody to the bridge? Yeah, they don't want to move. None of these guys can charge out that way. Let's see if we can knock out another unit here. Didn't look like it. Oh, that's a German unit. Great. Can we overrun them here and go hand to hand? Well, they did shoot at me, but I shot back. Press them to give more morale. I don't have enough movement points to charge. I can shoot at them. That won't have a good result, though. All right, I've got a good chance to win the initiative here as we charge in behind the enemy. We flanked them. The enemy is shooting back, though. They do have movement points. But we did manage to overrun them. Took a casualty doing it, but another enemy squad is gone. Can we overrun this officer? I think he's alone. I don't think he's with a unit, so we'll order the charge on him. And another acting enemy officer is killed or wounded. So we are continuing to inflict heavy losses on the enemy while they have nearly wiped my force out. It hadn't been free for them. We can suppress those guys. All right, let's try a sticky bomb attack. Go hand to hand. Charge the enemy and fail. Let's try it again. Fail. All right. Enemy counters us and attacks our officer with no surrounding troops to help him. He surrenders. So another new platoon leader. Darn it. Okay. Yeah, company's coming apart. I'm aware of that. All right. Morale-wise, I think we would have lost already. I don't have anybody left who can move. I can't even issue a press command. I suspect holding back might have been a better strategy. Then again, the enemy still might have charged me, so I don't know. They probably would have waited to suppress me first, though. So that could have given us an opportunity. Okay. Let's see how much longer we can hold out. Those recon cars coming up here. I can't issue any commands there. 10 turns left. Okay. Regroup at the bridge. Well, I can't. And those boys won't move. God damn it. Yeah, all my boys are like totally suppressed and worthless. So if I lose, what does the game do, you know? Like, does it tell me D-Day failed or something? Nice! They knocked out that, recon vehicle. Someone did anyway. Okay. Can we hit those guys in a hand-to-hand? No. Great. So they've lost 2 vehicles, 4 or 5 squads. Just overran another unit there, I think. Yep. What are we down to? 3 squads, one of them completely suppressed. 2 squads, maybe. We're all going to die. For you, the war is over. Oh, God. They're just chaining together successful assaults. Took out that officer. So this is what it looks to get. Ladies and gentlemen, children, I would like to show you what it is like to get stack wiped. Exhibit A. Maybe I'll get the 1 squad back out to the bridge and we'll get some reinforcements. Okay. The French are getting the jump on punishments. Well, you want to do that, you can. I am a little preoccupied. Okay. Can we go that way and have success maybe? Get a little bit of revenge, take an enemy squad out? Looks like it. Everybody use bayonets. That's my motto. Okay. Stug opens up on us. So they took out a couple of our squads. I tried to lead a hand-to-hand assault. Nice. And on the enemy flank.
Not their bollocks.
Okay. There we go. Oh. All right. Maybe we can lose a major loss on casualties and still hold on victory points because nobody has any troops left. Okay. Can I get out of there? I can. Gain 3 squads and a leader. Continue the fight. You know, honestly, I think we're going to take a defeat right now. So, we lost.
And so they paved the beaches with their blood and lurched across the dunes and reached the roads. The German parried fiercely. In the depths of rich green pastured Normandy, the 3 airborne divisions, first of all to land, fought lion-like against most grievous odds. And loud across the cratered face of France came German reinforcements. From Berlin, a voice cried out the Allies must be hurled into the sea before another day had burned its hole in history. Locked in battle, the armies clashed.
Okay, bagpipes figures on the road. The piper wears distinctive Oceania of Scotland. Better late than never. Okay. Oh, I thought there was going to be another assault there. I know I didn't choose to do the initial assault, but when I just saw what I thought I did, I thought it was going to go in again. In any event, we lost. I will probably play that again, maybe offline and upload it to YouTube. But that'll do that. I do have to work tomorrow. Got kind of an early day, so we've been going for almost 2 hours. I think we'll wrap it up here. But this is the 3 Nations DLC. Comes out on the 24th for Burden of Command, a real-time sort of, I don't know, role-playing war game with advanced squad leader elements. Hope you guys did enjoy the stream. Thanks again for coming out, to the new subs, existing subs, followers, all of that jazz. Thank you very much. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer Scene. Thank you for watching, and I'm out. Bye.